Hey everybody! Today's our last read aloud when we're looking at making an inference or inferences in a story. And remember, when we do that, we use the clues from the words and the pictures and what you already know to help you figure out some things that the author doesn't tell you. Today we're going to do a fun story, and the inference only comes at the end. And it's called The Bear Ate Your Sandwich. Let's see what happens. Now, by now, I think you know what happened to your sandwich, but you may not know how it happened. So let me tell you. It all started with the bear. The morning air was warm and bright when the bear stepped out of his den. He stretched and sniffed. The scent of ripe berries drifted toward him and led him to a wonderful discovery. After a berry feast, the bear curled up in the sunlight and listened to the buzzing of the bees. Before long, he was asleep. By the time the bear opened his eyes, the buzzing had become a rumbling. He was being quickly swept along like a leaf in a great river. The forest disappeared in the distance, and high cliffs rose up around him. Here's a good place to make a quick inference. What are the cliffs the author's talking about? I think the illustrations can help you with that. Once the rumbling stopped, the bear found himself in a new forest. It was like nothing he'd ever seen before. This forest had many great climbing spots. The trees were still itchy here, there was good bark for scratching, and the mud squished nicely under his feet. Ooh, this one might be hard to tell, but can you see what they might be talking about for mud? Use the clues, and this person right here, that's a good clue. There were many interesting smells in this forest, but some of the tastiest ones had already been found. Leafy green smells led the bear to new fun, and that is when he saw it. There it was, your beautiful and delicious sandwich, all alone. He waited to make sure no one saw him, not even the sandwich, before he made his move. It was such a great sandwich, the bear loved it. But just as he was almost finished, he heard sniff, snuffle, slobber, snort behind him. He had been seen! The bear was so surprised that he ran out of the park and down the street until he spotted a very tall tree. From the top of the tree, the bear could see his forest. It was time to go home. Can you tell what the tree is? Again, the illustrations help you make that inference. The waves rocked the bear and he began to doze. When he opened his eyes, he heard the breeze and familiar branches and the birds and bugs' evening song. Well, the bear made it home just fine. So that's what happened to your sandwich. The bear ate it. Maybe you can make a quick prediction of what you're seeing here. and who's telling the story. I saw it all. I tried to save your sandwich. I was able to save this little bit of lettuce here. The bear dropped it as he ran off, but I couldn't save the rest. I'm sorry to have to tell you about your sandwich this way, but now you know. And there's our last page. So here's the big inference for this story. Who ate the sandwich? I think there's some really big clues by the end of this book, and you could use those clues, the words and the pictures, to help you answer that question. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye.